Welcome everybody to Platinum Brophies, a new show where myself and Coggins will be competing to achieve platinum trophies in a series of games to see who can do it the quickest and take away the grand prize at the end of the season. I'm Paul, also known as Bug.
Hello, I'm Steve, also known as Coggins.
And we have been trophy hunters for quite a while. A few years ago during COVID lockdown, we decided to put together a show where a few friends would see who could complete platinum trophies the quickest. We actually did a few episodes of this previously.
Played these games before!
Where we played a couple of games such as Modern Warfare 4, Batman Arkham Asylum. Unfortunately, none of that footage is really usable, so we are doing a redo. For the record, Coggins won that round by about 4 hours.
It's my crowning victory of my life.
Proud of you, you know that. I hope you do.
Unaired Season 1 is my victory, is all I can say.
Well, Season 0 if we call this Season 1.
Yep.
I am working on getting a trophy to you for that as well. There's a different prize, a different version of a prize this time round.
What I'll do is I'll just clear everything off these shelves and I'll put all my trophies right here. Here's where I'd put my trophies, if I had one. So just to catch up everybody and give a bit more detail what some of these games kind of include to get the platinums for them. Modern Warfare 4 was very much playing through the game, getting the collectibles, but one of the main things on it was playing it through on the hardest difficulty, which if you've ever played Modern Warfare 4, the last level where you got to complete a whole level on a plane in a minute is very, very, very hard. And not only that, I think the thing that drove us crazy the most was doing the shooting range at the beginning within a certain time. And then you've got Batman Arkham Asylum as well. You've got to play that through the hardest difficulty. You've got to complete all the challenges. Electrified floors is all I'm going to say. Yep, shock and awe. We also had Infamous First Light, which again was completing it through on the hardest difficulty. And then I believe there was like a championship thing at the end where you got to get a total score. And then Rhyme, which again was a lot of collectibles, a lot of puzzles, and a lot of miscellaneous trophies. So those are what we played through on our kind of Season 0.
Games like Modern Warfare and Arkham Asylum was so good. And it's honestly, it's such a shame that we don't have some of the stuff from that because, as Coggins mentioned there, the training thing at the start of the game where you have to get through this scenario of shooting and cover within below 21 seconds. It's crazy. The amount of frustration of banging into door frames as you're trying to run through places and Mile High Club at the end of the game. Absolutely insane challenge.
I distinctly remember a level in that where you're kind of in a bunker, and I think that's another timed level, and there was just this funnel at the end where you would go down the center bit of it, instantly get popped. You go down on the side, instantly get popped. And it was, you had to just be so specific with what you were doing and so careful, but in such a short amount of time that it was driving us crazy. I think there is, I don't know if I still have it, but there was footage of me playing it and playing through that bit. And I'm in absolute stress and agony late night playing it. And then there's just no sound, me going, oh, at the end as I finish the level.
Yeah, I guess it is such a good game, especially for something like this where you're trying to push yourself so hard to do it quickly as you can.
I've never really been into Call of Duty games, but I really, really enjoy playing it in that kind of scenario.
Yeah, definitely. Like, first-person shooters are not my bag, but playing that was great. So, Modern Warfare 2 in the future? Who knows?
Who knows?
Speaking of games that we will play then, when we first came up with the premise, I'd kind of drawn it up to be a game a month. We would do 12 over the course of a year, which was massively ambitious looking back on it now, considering that we have no video editing experience and no YouTube video experience or anything like that. Not that we have any more now, but we've scaled back considerably. We completed 4 games for the previous season, which took over 3 years for me to finish because of uni, work, changing circumstances. It kept getting pushed back. So 4 games were completed for Season 0. We've gone for the same again to kind of give us time to play through the games, make sure we capture the footage correctly, put together decent videos. So let's reveal the 4 games in no particular order except for the first one, which we've decided will be the first episode. Sonic Generations for PlayStation 3.
I'm personally very excited for this. As a big Sonic the Hedgehog fan, I have been very, very keen to revisit this game, and with the re-release of Sonic and Shadow Generations, I'm so excited to relive some of my childhoods again. I just love the concept of this game, and I can't wait to go through and platinum it.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. It's not something I've played before. I've dusted out the old PlayStation 3, brought it back to life. Everything seems to be working for now.
So can I just ask, have you ever really played any Sonic games over the years at all?
I played the first 2 Sonic games on the Mega Drive, and that's it.
Wow, okay. So Sonic Generations is like its kind of own series love letter to its own games, basically. And it has a lot of callbacks to some of the old levels and some of the old one. So probably you'll jump into the first level and you'll go, I recognize this level, instantly. All the rest of them completely lost on you, but you'll love it. I'm sure you will.
Game number 2, Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception. I've got the platinum on the first 2, and these can be a real tough time. It's another one where you have to play on crushing difficulty, and it doesn't mess about with how quickly you can get gunned down. Some of the shootout scenarios where they throw tons and tons of enemies on you. I remember one of the early games where you're kind of in an underground sewer and there's a couple of pillars that dot around the area, and you spend so much time in there with so many waves coming at you. It was so difficult to get through. I think that's going to be another Modern Warfare or Arkham Asylum game that push your frustration limits.
Yeah, what's good about Uncharted is we've both got experience with getting platinums in the Uncharted games. I've done 4 and Lost Legacy, so I do have that kind of experience with the gameplay style. I've not really massively explored the first 3 games at all. I remember playing a bit of the first one, but it was after the 4th one released, and I was like, it's really outdated, so I'm not really gripping with it that much. I'm quite excited to go back and play one of the older ones.
Next up, we have an indie game, Shovel Knight.
Ooh, Shovel Knight.
Little pixel platformer. Been meaning to get to for a while. I never picked it up, and then we spoke about it for this. Yeah, so I'm dead excited to get into that one as well.
I have experience with playing Shovel Knight. It was so long ago that I wouldn't remember any of it now, but I think it's just one of those games which is so vastly loved. I think it would be silly not to kind of revisit it and get a platinum trophy for it. It's just got such a little cult following, and I know it's spawned some other games in the series as well, which I've never really kind of picked up on yet. I've wanted to play, but just never really got the chance to. So it's going to be fun to kind of revisit for me, and I think it's such an extraordinary game that I think you'll love it, knowing that you're a lover of Celeste as well.
Yeah, like I say, it's been on the radar for a while, so excited for that one. Finally, in maybe a callback to the Count Coggins and Frankenpim era of gaming, we've gone for a massively jank title, Gollum.
Oh, Gollum. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Gollum's one of those games that I picked up on my radar when it was kind of first announced, and I went, well, that could be a bit funny and goofy, and then never really concentrated on anything to do with it at all. I know nothing about the way it plays. I know nothing about what it looks like. All I know is that people hated it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. Never really went onto my radar, and then it obviously came out to a critical panning across the board, really. I was like, oh well, there's plenty of other stuff that I need to play.
I'm very much used to playing some games that are not very, very good. I'm looking forward to seeing what nonsense this comes with.
So, that's the lineup. 4 games. What are we playing for then? For the first season, I had printed out a physical platinum trophy. I got an idea in my head, knowing that it was going to be 4 games, and having seen these kind of presentation boxes done before for different things, I thought I could throw something together for that. So, the prize for season 1.
Look at that!
This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
That is wicked. I didn't know. This is genuine surprise. I didn't know what that was at all. I have not seen this. That's incredible.
Little plaque at the bottom says Platinum Brophies Season 1 winner, and obviously it's got a space for all 4 games. That's on the line for Season 1.
Right, where's my PlayStation? Let's go. Let's do it now.
Bring it on.
So how episodes will work, we'll do like a little introduction to the game. We'll go through the trophy list, set our own expectations, what we're expecting to find easy, what we're expecting to struggle with, and then we'll do a little montage of how we played the game and earning certain trophies. And yeah, so that's our brief introduction to Platinum Brophies Season 1. I hope people are excited by the concept, and we'll tune in for the first episode where we go head-to-head on Sonic Generations for the PlayStation 3.
This is going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. I loved it when we did the initial, because I just loved diving into the games and be like, right, I need to do this and I need to do it quick, but I need to do it sensibly. So I'm very excited to get back into it.